staying with us on News Tonight. Now, if you are a frequent mobile user, it's now time finally to bid goodbye to those endless annoying calls and SMSs from telemarketers. The Telecom Regulatory Authority of India has finally come down harsh with a serious punishment for offenders by going public with its recommendations, which reads, telemarketers violating the norms will now invite severe penalties. TRAI will fine offending telemarketers to rupees 25,000 for the first violation, and it will go up to 2.5 lakh rupees for the sixth call or SMS. Telemarketers will also be blacklisted after the sixth offence. A separate series starting with 70 will be allocated to all telemarketers. There is also a strict warning now that no commercial communication to customers can take place between 9 p.m. and 9 a.m. A strict warning also goes out saying that all of those concerned will have to compulsorily register with TRAI, the body. And Mr. G. Rajan, the Secretary General with the Consumer Association of India, joins me tonight on News Tonight. Thanks very much and welcome to the studios once again. Yeah. First off, that first offence is a slap of a charge of 25,000 rupees. Do you think for a big company big companies that we have in our country, it's pittance maybe?
No, that's exactly what I believe. I mean, any punishment should be such, it should be deterrent. People, 25,000, no problem, let's go ahead and do it.
Yes.
At any rate, it's going to be their idea is to create awareness and be noticed. And that noticeability, if it's going to cost them 25,000, it's okay,
Right.
That's how I feel. I personally think 25,000 is not big enough, but it's a good start. That's all.
Right. Also, when it comes to making this rule applicable, which I believe is going to take place from January next year, that is, how much of hope do you have in that? Do you think enforcement-wise it is going to be quite active for all companies involved?
Well, let me be quite honest about it, that in most cases in India, the laws are by and large sufficient. But enforcement has been the area of concern. I mean, you take traffic on the telecom, whichever way. How do you have the kind of wherewithal to really go after them? Even if somebody does complain about it, do you really have the machinery to crack down on it? Yeah, you may do it, but you really will not be able to be as effective as you should be.
Right.
So that's where I said, the penalty should be so strong. The people should be scared of really entering into it. That's still my belief.
Now, as far as the consumer, the mobile user is concerned, I'm sure you must have got a lot of complaints, but there is that option of do not call, DNC, wherein at least I have used that option recently, and they said give us the numbers, which sends you the number, then the SMSs or maybe the numbers. But not everybody has the time really to take down note of all these numbers. So is that a good option, or perhaps something better could have come out maybe?
In fact, to be quite honest with you, till you told me about the DNC, I wasn't aware. I've been using a mobile for quite a while.
Right.
So it just goes to show that people use the mobile for basic functions.
Yes.
Not many of them sit around to find out what gives you what kind of benefits. So unless the mobile companies advertise the fact that, look, you can go ahead and use this option if you wish to, educate the consumers, as they say, it really may not be very effective. And like you said, I mean, how many of us can sit down and jot down all the numbers that we don't want to, and then new numbers come up, then what do you do about that?
Yes. Do you think while the TRAI has come out and made these recommendations, there are still some loopholes perhaps that need to be addressed?
Yeah, I mean, I always believe that there has got to be a start. So I'm happy that TRAI has made a beginning, and let's see how it goes along. And going forward, I'm sure there will be fine-tuning will be called for, and that will depend on the feedback that they receive. And we as Consumer Association are going to be watching it closely, and if we get complaints of a certain on its trend, we'll be able to bring it up to their notice. And one of our trustees happens to be on the TRAI board in terms of giving the feedback firsthand. So there should not be an issue in bringing that up and making amendments as we go along.
Right. In terms of the action now after these recommendations, do you think that these changes can now pan out comfortably, relatively well, or are you happy with that kind of assurance given by TRAI?
Yes, I think we have to believe them that they are serious, because a lot of pressure has gone to make this happen. So I think they will definitely put in their best effort to make these laws really happen.
And would your advice to the consumer maybe who's watching today, a mobile user to be watching today, would be maybe to be more proactive in reporting such cases?
They have to really cooperate in terms of making this law not happen. I mean, succeed, and for that 70, the moment they say it, they should just avoid taking the call rather than being curious and saying, all right, let me just try that.
Yes.
And that's where the problem will start.
Invite trouble by yourself.
Absolutely.
So greater responsibility with the consumer, at least with these recommendations, right?
Yes, absolutely. No law can really function unless the consumers also, want to seriously cooperate and make it happen.
All right. Thanks very much, indeed, for joining us tonight on this discussion hour.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Now, while that lies in our hand, there's something else that doesn't. Well, gold and silver prices have now gone up and away and a far reach as it surges to an all-time high.